Let's have this grown woman conversation. Let's have this black grown woman conversation. Let's talk about it so we know that these next 4 years are going to create a lot of millionaires. And I believe it's going to create a lot of female black millionaires because of the way that things are going to go. But some of us will be the same in 4 years. Some of us will be unchanged in four years. And let's talk about that. And let's make sure that we're not one of those people, okay? Because we're going to start with the very premise of this. There are 365 days in a year, and you've been told that you can only get paid 24 of those. Out of the 365 days, you have accepted in your soul for everything that you know that you only get paid 24 of those days. Let's start there. But this is the other piece that I want us to know. These next 4 years, we have finally entered the save yourself era. We finally entered the save yourself, focus on you, build our community. Let's do the things that we need to do. Let's make it great for us. We finally entered that era. We're entering that era, coming together as a community. See, this is the unintended consequence of what the election has brought about. It wasn't intentional, but you need to be intentional. You got to be intentional. You got to recognize a thing for what it is and an opportunity for when it comes. But let's talk about this. Some of us, we won't change. We will not do the things that we need to change because you are comfortable at where you're at. Let me give you some examples. Right now on TikTok and other platforms, they are doing Black Girl Train follows. They're doing Black Project 2025. They're doing Save Yourself movements. They're doing all of this. And some of y'all refuse to even participate. You refuse to even like a post, share a post, repost a post. You refuse to even do a comment. You won't post. You won't share. I can even say in my own group, I have a group for educators who want to bring additional income into their family. And I give resources and gems and just the real deal. Like I don't come on here playing games with y'all. And I'll say, comment below. You won't even comment below. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. I want to ask you a question right now. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Let's take some accountability, folks. And I know this ain't the live that a lot of people want to see because when it comes time to really have those big black grown woman conversations, we don't want to have those. We want to keep living in the American dream that somebody else created for us that's not getting us where we want to be. But ask yourself this: what opportunities did you create for yourself last month? What opportunities did you create for yourself last month? Put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. Let's talk about that. What opportunities did you bring into your household last month? What additional income did you bring into your household last month outside of the paycheck that your job said that it would give you if you gave it 40 hours a week every week for those 2 weeks that you worked? Put it in the comments. See, this is what I want us to think about. How are you going to take advantage of all of these opportunities that are about to come about? Baby, you need to be able to buy land. You need to be able to take advantage of these new lowered interest rates. You need to be able to pay off your debt. Once your debt is paid off, you've opened up a whole new set of income that you didn't have because as soon as you got paid today, and then you paid the light bill, you paid the gas bill, you paid the sewer bill, you paid the trash bill, you paid credit card bill, you paid house note, you paid insurance. The money is gone. And then you got to go work 14 more days before you get the next check. And guess what? When that check comes in, guess what you're going to do? You're going to pay the car note. You're going to pay the car insurance. You're going to pay the kids' school lunch. You're going to pay this. You're going to pay that. The money is gone again. We, again, have taken into our spirit that out of the 365 days that are in a year, only 12 of them we get paid on. So I ask you again, what opportunities did you create for yourself last month? In the month of October, what opportunities did you create for yourself? What additional income did you bring into your household outside of the check that the job said that you can have? And then I want you to really think about How can we be a part of the millionaires that's going to be created if all we do is get our money, pay our bills, and work to keep our credit good? We're not using that credit to buy assets. We're just trying to make sure that we got a 720 credit score. But how are we supposed to buy land? How are you supposed to buy the land? Ain't no more land being created. You got to be able to purchase the land that's already out here that's available, but you need money for that. How are you supposed to purchase stock? You already saw it. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk made billions on the day of election. How much did you make? Because we rely on the school pension. We rely on somebody else to make a decision for us about our money, how it's being saved, how it's being spent, and what stocks it go to. And then we say to ourselves, I don't need to purchase stocks outside of the school system because I got a pension. I got a 401k. Some of us will be unchanged in 4 years. We will be in the exact same situation, if not worse, because we won't make any decisions or do anything to change our current situation. Some of us, we need extra money to be able to pay for the insurances that we need. If you can't have what you need right now, or leave the legacy you want to leave, guess what? When you leave here, leave your kids something. Don't have your kids trying to do a GoFundMe and sell fish sandwiches to bury you because you need insurance. And I know some of y'all saying, I got insurance on the job. Yep. And guess what? Only 1 out of 5 educators stay on their job till retirement. You don't know that somebody gonna get sick. You might be the one to get sick. You don't know that somebody out of town, you might have to move. You don't know that you might be the one that gets married and need to move to where your husband gonna live. And guess what? Now you ain't got that insurance at the job, that life insurance at the job. We always need to have a life insurance outside of the job. And we got to stop letting people tell us that, oh, the job got insurance. And that's not enough insurance, people. But we don't make enough money to be able to put that over. Listen here, I want us to think about all these millionaires that's going to be made. Will you be one of them? And if you are sitting there saying to yourself, yes, I'm going to be one of the millionaires that's going to be made. And let's call a thing a thing. Even if you're not going to be one of the millionaires, because everybody ain't got to make $1 million. Let's be clear about that. Are you going to be one of the people who will be living different? Who's going to improve their life? Who's going to allow this 4-year cycle that we know that we're about to enter into? Will you be one of the people that's going to use it to your advantage? Will you be one? Use it to your advantage. Bring additional income into your house. Put yourself in a position to live a better life. Put yourself in a position to have more opportunities and to increase your income so that you can have the resources that you need to do the things that you want to do. Will you be one of those people? Will you be one of those people? What opportunities are you creating for yourself? Listen here, you got to learn to monetize your income, your expertise. Y'all get these calls from people. They want y'all to do stuff for free. They're calling, using up your brain cells. They are getting you to volunteer. They're asking for your input. You got folks at work who can't make a move without talking to you, without getting information from you. What you have is valuable. You just won't step outside the box. It's time for us to think differently. When I say save yourself, you got to bet on yourself. You need to put your money on you. You got to learn how to, and let me say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. So I do what's called a proposal writing challenge, where I literally walk you step by step of how to write a winning proposal. I didn't say just write a proposal. Anybody can write a proposal, because that's one of those things where people don't want to change. I hear educated Black women say all the time, oh, I know how to write. If I can't do nothing else, I know how to write. I'm a good writer. I got 4 degrees. I know how to write. We're not talking about academic writing. See, we got to be willing to expand our skill set. We got to be willing to expand our skill set, and we got to be willing to think differently. And when you begin to think differently, you will understand that you got to update your database. So yeah, you know how to write. I know how to write too. Yeah, you know how to talk, but that don't make you a speaker. So just because you know how to write doesn't mean that you know how to write winning proposals. Proposals are not about academia. Hey, Dr. Ann. Hey, hey. And so let me tell you, I do this proposal writing challenge where I take you in 5 days, an hour each day. I break it down because y'all know I'm an educator. So I break it down step by step. And if you do what I tell you to do on the evening, I done took an hour of your time. Now take the next hour and do what I told you to do. Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna give you part two. And then at the end of the 5 days, you're gonna have a fully finished proposal. And then I'm gonna show you how to get it designed and what it should look like and how to present yourself as an education company so you can go after the high paying contracts so you don't have to be out here running in behind work. When somebody's paying you 30, 40, $50,000, you don't have to run after $1,200 work. You don't have to run after $800 gigs because you got this other thing over here that's paying you, if not more than what your school contract is paying you for way less days. So I'm showing you how to write the proposal, but not only that, I'm showing you what the mindset is, because see, you think that because you have a skill set that you're going to use that exact same skill set. Good morning, Monica Allison. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. So you think that because you have a skill set, you're going to use that exact same skill set over here in this new thing. Y'all, it's not true. You got a skill set that has to be updated and adapted to the new thing that you're doing. You've never done the new thing before, and this is something that you can't Google or YouTube, honey. Like, you got to have somebody who's actually doing the thing, helping you to understand, and then you got to let go of some of the beliefs that you had because you're in this new thing. You're doing this new thing. So yeah, you got a skill set. You went to school in 2001 and they taught you the things from 2001. Baby, we're in 2024 and these people are paying you 30, 40, 50, $60,000 to come in to work 12, 15 days, and you think you're going to do the same thing you did in your classroom? No, you're going to use that same skill set, but someone needs to help you to understand, because guess what? When you get this contract, they're not about to teach you how to do your work. You're supposed to be the expert. That's the shortcut. They're paying you for the shortcut. They're paying you for the short version, where they don't have to train you, where they don't have to do any of that. They ain't even got to onboard you. They're gonna tell you what the problem is. You know what the solution is. You're gonna come in and share the solution in a way that's engaging, that the people can understand. Ain't no onboarding, ain't no training, ain't no let me talk to the secretary. I got some questions I need you to answer. Ain't none of that. And so you have the skill set. You don't need to go learn any new skills. Now you got to learn the way to play the game. You got to understand, how do I go into this building without knowing anybody and present this presentation in a way and then be able to pitch my services again to be able to come back? Y'all, you got to do something to bring new opportunities into your household and bring new income into your household. I'm going to tell you what, you need to get joined into this challenge on November 18th through the 22nd, 1 hour a day. You need to expand your skill set. You got to understand you got skills that are good. We need to update them, and you're going to walk away with a tangible product, because what else are you going to do? What is your plan? To sell paparazzi? What is your plan to do these things that pay you low amounts of money? I'm trying to give you an opportunity where you don't have to start over. You can take what you already know. You can take what you already know, use it in a different way. But we got to update you and get you on the right frequency. Right now, you operating on AM. We need to get you over to FM so that you understand, how am I going to go out here and get these contracts? What do I need to tell them to pay me? How do I present my information? And how do I let them know that I'm not just a teacher in a classroom trying to bootleg and make money on the side? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I got you. I got you. But you got to get signed up. I can't make you sign up. And this is the very reason why some of us will be unchanged in the next 4 years. We will continue to be in toxic situations. We will continue to torture ourselves at jobs that don't care anything about us. We will continue to rob Peter to pay Paul, and we will continue not to do things that are in the best interest of us, because we are too busy trying to, not do. I don't want to pitch my services because I don't want people to think I'm broke. Girl, stop worrying about what other people think about you. Do what you need to do. They're pitching their services. And in this wave that's going on, businesses and people want to support Black women. And you're not even in a position to receive the support. But you got to first get into the mindset to receive the support. When I do my proposal challenge, the first thing I do is tell the women, I say, introduce yourself in the chat, in the group. We have a private Facebook group. I say to them, I say, introduce yourself in the group so other people know who you are, what it is you do, and you might be able to find your partner in there. And what do my women do? Crickets. And then the 3 or 4 who introduce themselves, they're the ones who end up getting the most out of the challenge. Just like in the last challenge, we had a young lady who came in, introduced herself, high energy. Everybody knew who she was. Before the challenge was over, she got a contract because she did what we said to do. People knew who she was. Had another young lady who came onto the program. She did what I asked her to do. And as soon as she got off, somebody contacted her in her DMs and said, hey, I'd like more information on your program. We have this problem over here at my school. Good morning, Latasha. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? And so I want us to know that some of us are going to be unchanged in the next 4 years. Sometimes we get in our own way, and I want us to take accountability for that. I want us to stop right now, and I want us to take accountability for that. This ain't about anybody else. This is about ourselves. I'm a sister coming to other sisters, and I'm telling you, I know some of y'all been burned. I know some of y'all done invested in programs. I know some of y'all done invested in coaching. I know some of y'all done invested in courses, and it did not do what it said it was going to do. And half the time, if we can be honest, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. But here's what I'm trying to communicate to you today. Don't let people burn out your hope. Don't let people burn out your vision. Yeah, sometimes we make bad investments, but you don't stop investing. You continue to invest because you believe in you. And I'm telling you to bet on you. Bet on yourself. Don't bet on me. Bet on you. Bet on yourself, because these next 4 years is an opportunity for you to change your life, to be in a better situation. I'm telling you, we got to be in a position to buy land. We got to be in position to take advantage of these interest rates. We got to be in position to take advantage of these USDA loans. We got to be in position to start our own gardens and to start our own food mills and to buy forms and do the things that we need to do, whatever that thing is that you want to do. If you want to move into a big luxury house, that is your business, but you got to have the resources and to know how to do it. And you already know what you have right now. You know your 24 pay periods that you're going to get, and you know how much you're going to make exactly to the T. And do we ever stop and question it and say, can I make more? Am I willing to do what it takes to make more? And then we think, I'm going to go out and get another job. Folks, I want us not to go out thinking that you're going to get another job. You don't have time for another job. Monetize your expertise and get paid for all of this good work that you've done and the results that you've gotten. That's what you need to do. How would it make a difference in your life if you did one contract that paid you $30,000? When Anthony did his contract, he worked 40 days, and those are not 40 whole days, for $75,000. Some of y'all don't even make $75,000 working 190 days. But you got to be able to see the bigger picture. Some of us can see the bigger picture, but we're not willing to really bet on ourselves. We're not really willing to do the things. We're scared what they gonna say. Well, I don't want to put myself out there. Well, I'm not good at selling. But you're good at getting 24 pay days out of 365 regular days. See, we got to put our stuff in perspective. J-Dub Production says this is confirmation. I'm telling you, it is possible, but we got to get out of our own heads. And then we got people who are doing the thing. Like, we got people who are doing it. I'm sitting here, I'm doing it. Go on my page. I show you I'm in schools. I'm consulting. I show you I work with leaders. I show you I do virtual Zooms where I get paid good money to sell my expertise virtually on these Zooms. I'm telling you, I get paid to go and speak and to do the very work that I did in the school system. They pay me top dollar for it. I could never make this type of money in schools. I could never make this. But what happened? I had to put myself out there. I had to go and learn how to monetize this expertise. Some of us think that we're just going to do what we was doing in the school system and we just gonna ask people to pay us more for it. That's not how it works, people. And then we think we're just gonna have a conversation with somebody and then we know what we're gonna do. That is not the way it works. I'm sorry to be the one to tell y'all this, but that's not the way it works. We think that because I know how to write, I was an English major, so I know how to write. I'm not saying that you don't know how to write. I know how to speak, but that does not make me a speaker, and that does not make me sought after and people coming to look for me. I'm speaking right now, but this is not the speaking that I do when I'm on stage. And guess what? I paid somebody to train me how to speak on stage so that I deliver my message, so that there's clarity in it, and so that I can, move them to where I need to move them to. I had to pay somebody to teach me that. But yet, I know how to speak. I've been articulate all of my life. I know how to communicate. I know how to articulate a vision. I know how to galvanize people together. The two things are not the same, people. You have a skill set, but you have to develop that skill set for the new thing that you're doing. And some of us, I'm telling you, in 4 years, we're going to be unchanged because we are so stuck in our ways. And we think that these degrees that we've all set up, collected, and accumulated is going to take us to the next level. And it's not. You're at the level that you're going to be at with the degrees that you have. So now let's put that on the shelf. I'm right there with you. I got a doctorate degree. Put that on the shelf. That doctorate degree ain't got me no extra contracts. Do you hear me? Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to bid on that work. You got to be able to connect with decision makers, and them decision makers don't care how many degrees you got. And you got to be able to articulate your message and the results that you get. And you need to do that verbally as well as in writing. And when you do it in writing, it is not an academic essay. It is not academic in nature at all. You need to understand what it is they're looking for, what it is they're trying to get clarity around, how to present the work that you're doing in a way that they can digest, and that they can shake their head yes. As they're reading, they should be shaking their head saying, yes, this is what we need. And then guess what? They will sign off on it. And then they will send you an email and they will say, this is the package we want to go with. It's not hard. We overcomplicate things in our head. But then what do? Oh, don't get me started. Oh, don't get me started. What do? We use scapegoats. And we love to use the Lord as a scapegoat. Well, if it's for me, it's for me. The Lord had already said it was for you. You asked for it. He sent it to you, and then you wouldn't do anything with it. So don't blame it on the Lord. Don't get to blaming it on the Lord. Well, if it's God's will, it was his will. That's why he gave you a connection to a relationship to get you what you needed, and you backed out of it. You wouldn't take the opportunity. He keeps sending opportunity after opportunity to you, and you keep looking the other way because it requires you to do something different. We won't do something as simple as introduce ourselves. We won't do something as simple as share a post. We won't do something as simple as make a comment, ask a question. We won't do something as simple as ask for help. He said, amen. It's always been God's will. It's always been God's will. It's not in our will. We won't unlearn. We want to keep doing what it is that makes us comfortable. And then opportunity after opportunity comes by. And we just keep letting them go. And that's why we stay in the position that we're in, because we don't want to invest in ourselves. We don't want to take accountability for our life and all of the decisions that we make, good or bad. We're accountable, good or bad. And so I'm telling you, if you want to be a part of the group who's going to advance forward, who's going to change their life, who's going to be able to live the way they want to live and not be in suffering these next 4 years, you're going to need to do something different. Y'all, we are used to making something out of nothing. So that's not a problem. We're going to all be okay. Let me be clear. We're all going to be okay because we are accustomed to making something out of nothing. We're accustomed to understanding how to negotiate our way around and make it shake, make it work. Listen here. But what I'm telling you is you can come out on top. You can come out in a different way. But you got to do things in a different way. And you got to let go of some of those things that's holding you back and some of those limiting beliefs that you have. I'm inviting you personally. I'm inviting you to join The proposal writing challenge. It's not just a challenge. I'm going to challenge you to get this proposal written. I'm going to give you all of the tools and resources that you need to get it done. I'm going to help you to break through some of those limiting beliefs, and I'm going to show you exactly what is possible. At the end of that 5 days, you're going to know whether or not this is for you. But if nothing else, you're going to know multiple ways to make money. I'm going to show you multiple ways to bring additional income into your business. It's too many of y'all out here. You got books that ain't making no money. You took the time to do the task of writing a book, but you didn't take the time to learn how you were going to sell that book and how you were going to make money off that book. Because a book can be used for more than just to sell to make money. We all know that most books ain't paying mortgages. You gonna write a book that's not gonna pay no mortgage. How many books would you need to sell to pay your mortgage? A book typically runs about $20. How many of those books would you need to sell every single month in order to pay your mortgage? That's not a realistic thing. It's not likely to happen, even with the large following. But a book can be used for other things. Do you know what those other things are? Do you know how to use that book to bring additional business and leads into your business? Some of you all, you know how to speak. You have a very elegant voice. You know how to make this happen, but you don't know how to monetize it. I know people who are speaking right now for free, and they gloat about it. Oh, I'm a public speaker. I speak. I'm a professional speaker. Oh, what's your yearly income with your public speaking? Oh, I typically do it for free. Why are you doing it for free? Because you're not confident enough to ask to be paid for it. They want you, but they don't want to pay you. So what does that say about your message? And what does that say about you? Because that's just like those people coming telling you, I want you to come to school and I want you to teach for free every day, 5 days a week, do your regular job. And I'm not going to pay you anything because this your passion. This is the thing that you love to do. Because you know, that's what we love to holler. This is my passion. I'm passionate about this. Okay, get paid for your passion. And if this is something that created pain, get paid for your pain. We need to get paid for our time and services. I will continue to repeat, slavery is over. We do not work for free. Why are you continuing to work for free? I'm trying to show you a way that you can get paid for what it is that you do, but you're going to do it in a different way. You got to know how to request payment, how to see if funding is available, and how to let them know I'm willing to do it, but I'm going to need to be paid. Dr. Ann said, I'm contacting my former VP as you were speaking. I'm sending her my proposal this morning. See what I'm saying? You got to take action. And sometimes we need the person who's going to help to put things in perspective for us. We're all smart people. We got to stop thinking that we can tell ourselves everything. Y'all know we overthink. We talk ourselves out of stuff. We overanalyze stuff. And you need somebody who's going to say, stop, just do it. Come on, let's do it. And then you need that positive peer pressure where you see other people doing it and you say, well, I can do it too. That's a good thing, y'all. But you know what? Deidre says you are talking correctly. All right. But you know what? We have to decide that we're going to save ourselves. But in saving ourselves, it don't mean to sit back on the sideline and just watch other people win. This is the thing that I need us to understand. Saving ourselves is not synonymous with sitting back watching other people win. We got to be willing to get in the game, but we're going to do it in a way to save ourselves, not just watch other people win. We got to be in position to buy these properties, to get this land, to invest in these stocks, to get our personal lives together, to pay down this debt, to do those things that we want to do. And in these 4 years, baby, we're going to get us some good travel in. We're going to get these houses remodeled. We're going to redecorate. We're going to get these emergency savings up, these freedom funds set up. We can do all of those things, but guess what? You can't do it off the income that you currently make. And if you could, you would. If you could, you would. It would be done. We wouldn't be having this conversation. But we got to get out of our own heads. We got to understand, I need to do something different. Am I telling you to leave your job? Girl, ain't nobody telling you to leave your job. Stay at that job and get them 24 checks they gonna give you. Ain't nobody told you to leave your job. You can do this while you work full time. We all did it. I did it. Dr. Ann doing it. Latasha doing it. All of us did it, working full time. Ain't nobody telling you to leave your job. See, that's how we overthink stuff. That's how we create these scenarios in our heads where we say, well, I can't do it because of this. Well, I can't do it because I got little kids. We all had little kids. When I left that job, I was 42 years old. I had an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 14-year-old. And I turned that resignation in. Here I am 8 years later. Okay. We all had kids. So stop using it as a scapegoat. Yep, we all got other responsibilities. I was on the PTA. I was a head of a program at my son's school. I was volunteering here. Guess what I had to do? I had to stop. That's what it means to save yourself. You can't save other people. You can't save that school's community. You pull yourself out. Say no to them so you can say yes to yourself. That's what save yourself means. It does not mean I'm going to keep doing the same thing that I'm doing, but I'm just going to take an extra nap. No, that's not what it means. It means that you are literally going to save yourself. You're going to sit out all of this volunteering, all of this marching, all of this protesting, all of these social causes. You are your new social cause, you and your family. You're the new social cause. And so when you determine that I need to do things a little differently, when you take accountability for the fact that my money is already accounted for, when my check comes in, it goes back out the house. My money does not create more money. When we can own that and be real about that, you got money to go to brunch, you got money to get your nails done, you got money to get your hair done. Honey, you need to use some of that money to make money, because that's not making you no additional money. Get yourself signed up into this challenge. The challenge is $167 for 5 days. I'm going to give you the proposal writing template. I'm going to give you a quick training on how to price your services. Plus, we're going to talk about pricing in the challenge. And I'm even going to give you the emails that you send after you send the proposal. What else do you want me to give you? I'm trying to make it easy for you, because I know what it's like to have to figure everything out, because I did. I had to figure it out by myself. And I'm trying to help you to not have to figure it out by yourself, because guess what? I know it's a lot of work out here. It's 132,000 schools in the United States of America, but I don't want us to think that this money is only in the school system. Y'all stop thinking that. See, this is what I mean by you got to think different. The money is in other places too. Every community-based organization, and that's a nonprofit, honey, they got all types of grants and money. Guess who they gonna spend that grant money with? They don't have to spend the grant money with other 501(c) organizations. They spend that grant money with other businesses. And so when you talk about your group homes, y'all, that's grant money. They got to have people in there to train them kids. They got to have people in there to train them teachers. They got to have programs. They got to have retreats. They got to have professional development. When you talk about these daycares, they got to train their staff. They don't know how to work with kids with autism, any type of learning disability. They don't know about the new trends in ADHD. They got to train these people in these things. They don't know about any of the new curriculums. They don't know about how to assess kids. What are you talking about? There is so much money about when you talk about the juvenile system. We got about 8 people right now working in the juvenile system getting paid for their programs and services. What are we talking about? Then we always think that we got to work for free for the church. You don't have to work for free for the church. You need to send the church an invoice. Stop thinking. See, the reason why the church think you're going to work for free is because you're a member of their church. But when you go to other churches and pitch your services, they know that they need to pay you. But you automatically assume, you do, that the church ain't got no money, so I got to do it for free. And you present your services as if it's free. No, it's not. You got to request to be paid. You got to send an invoice, and you got to be a business, present it as a business. So, and then when we talk about communities and colleges and universities, they pay people to come in. What are we talking about? They have plenty of money. Don't y'all know these colleges and universities got plenty of money, and they ain't got no problem peeling off $7,500 for you, $6,300 for you to come in and train their kids on 2 Saturdays on 2 Saturdays. What are you talking about? We got people right now. We got somebody right now working a 2 Saturday workshop contract for college students, $7,500. Stop playing. Stop. How would $7,500 change your life right now in your bank account? She's doing 2 Saturdays out in the month, back to back, $7,500. How would that change your life? Right now, if $7,500 dropped into your bank account, how would that make your month different? What debt would you pay off? What things would you do? Would you be able to breathe a little easier? But guess what? You don't get these opportunities because you don't even know how to pursue them. You won't even go after them, and you won't even think about how you can service a different entity, a different type of person, or a different type of organization. You got private schools who are looking for support, not just support for the teachers, support for the leaders, support for reading instruction. They need support for self-care and wellness. They need support for their parents. What are we talking about? Like, I just don't understand why we think that because we went to school to be teachers and because we work in the school system, that that's the only thing that we can do. This is what I will tell you that I've learned since I've been out of the school system, and even before I got out of the school system, which is why knew I needed to leave, is that the real money is being made with the companies that work with the school system and not with the teachers who work inside of the school system. So I need for you to understand how you can go after this work. I talk to so many educators who end up back inside the classroom because they had a few referrals, made some good money, and then the referrals ran out and they didn't know how to get additional contracts. Of course you didn't, because you didn't become an expert in your craft. All you did was took your instructional coaching that you did in schools, and then you did that exact same thing for a charter school, working too many hours, doing too much work, trying to solve too many problems, and you didn't know how to monetize it correctly. And then when your leads ran out, you ended up back at school. Or you worked for an education company and they're robbing you blind. You already know they're robbing you blind. You're working their contracts for them. They're paying you $500 or $800 to go do a full day. And you think that because you did 5 days at $800 and you made $4,000 that you did something. When you find out that they were getting paid $5,000 a day and they only gave you $800, but you did all of the work. But they get the bigger end of the stick, because they went out, they found the contract, they negotiated the terms, and all you had to do was create the content and show up. And you were happy with your $800 until you found out they got paid $5,000. So then you got to ask yourself, who's wrong? They're not wrong. You got to determine, I can make the $5,000, but you don't believe that you can make $5,000 for a 3-hour presentation. But they do. They did. You think, oh, but they're a company, that's why they did it. Guess what? There's a person behind that company. Why do y'all think that companies are like not people? There's a company and there's a person that created that company who did the same work I'm trying to get you to do. And then they did the work, and they were more than likely doing the work themselves at first, made enough money to get everything paid off, and then they started hiring employees. And you are one of those employees. These are those people who keep taking contracts. Now, get it clear. I'm not telling you not to accept contracts. What I'm telling you is, if you can do it for that company, you can do it for yourself. And once you decide that they are getting the big end of the stick and you need to get the big end of the stick, you're going to learn how to go out and get contracts. In the proposal challenge, I teach you the 10 ways to get contracts. Now, what I don't do, I don't come and do it for you. I give the solutions all the time, and people won't do it. You know why? Because we get stuck in our head. Well, I don't know if they're gonna say no. So what? You've been told no before. You got to get to the no's to get to the yeses. And if you only ask one person, that's one no. But what if you ask 10 people? Out of that 10, you're going to get 1 or 2 yeses, but you're going to get 8 no's. But you scared of the no's. Don't worry about the no's. Focus on the yes you're going to get. When I get to the yes, that yes is going to pay my bills for the next 6 months. What are we talking about? I'm willing to take 5 or 6 no's to get to a yes that's going to pay my bills and a whole lot less time. So we got to get all this stuff out of our head. We got to stop thinking, I don't have enough experience. Ain't nobody going to listen to me. Listen here, folks. Listen here. Sisters, listen. Bring it in. You don't have to be a 10. Ain't nobody told you that. If you are a 5, if you at level 5, let's say you've been teaching in the school system for 7 years, you know how to do some stuff, you good at some stuff. Okay, you a level 5. Girl, just work with the fours, the threes, the twos, the ones, and those who have not even gotten started. You've been in the school system for 7 years. Guess what? We got teachers who ain't never taught a day. Don't you think you know some stuff that they don't know? Don't you think you got some strategies and skills that can help them? We got people who had a horrible first year. They came back for this second year and it's just as horrible. And they trying to figure out, what do I need to do? Well, guess what? In your 7 years, you had a horrible year and you was able to turn it around. You put some strategies in place. Why you can't help them? Now, will you be able to help the 23-year veteran? You might not. You might not. Maybe you can, but maybe you can't. But that's okay, because you ain't got to try to help the 23-year veteran. You can help the ones that are fours, threes, twos, and ones. Nobody is a 10 and nobody is requiring you to be a 10. These are the head games that we play with ourselves, because here's what's happening. We're in a stage where we're in a new time where people are supporting Black women, people are supporting Black businesses, people are giving us opportunities, because guess what? Our sister Kamala may not have won the election, but people were able to see Black women know what they're doing. Black women are on top of their game. Black women are well educated. Black women are well spoken. Black women know how to get it done. But we're not going to let them lead like that. Guess what? We're not asking to lead like that. We're asking to come in, do some training, show you how we keep our classes in order, show you how we teach our kids, show you how we work with struggling students, show you how we communicate with parents, show you how we get kids to have positive relationships, show you how to do whatever it is that you do, show you how we can look younger than we look with all of the stress that we in through our self-care and wellness. Show you all of those things. We're not asking to come in to be the superintendent of your school. And so they will give you the opportunity. But guess what? You won't ask. If it's a totally white school or a predominantly white school, where do you think they're gonna find your little Black self at? Where do you think they're gonna find you at? You gotta pitch your services, ma'am. You gotta let them know you exist. But guess what? You got to come prepared. You can't be sitting at home playing in Canva, making stuff up that you don't know what you're doing, trying to mimic what you saw and don't understand, and then end up robbing yourself blind or talking yourself out of the job because you refuse to update your skill set. We cannot do that. This is the time for us to determine, I am going to take care of myself. I am going to invest in myself. I am going to learn the skills that I need to learn to change my life for the better, to be a part of this new group of folks who will be improving their lives, who will be buying land, who will be buying stock, who will be upgrading their insurance, who will be taking advantage of the interest rates, who will be doing all the things that you've dreamed of doing. We're not talking about an American dream. We're talking about your dream. What is your dream for yourself? What is your dream for yourself? And can you achieve it right now doing what it is that you're doing? It's just that simple. And so some of us will be unchanged in 4 years. When I tell you, I'm telling you, if you could just think about how different your life can be in 1,000 days. 1,000 days is not even 4 years. 1,000 days is like 3 years. It's 365 days in a year. If you can just think about how different your life could be if you chose to do something different, if you chose to invest in a different way. Again, not telling you to leave your job. I will tell you what's going to happen. A lot of you all will get into this challenge. You're going to learn how to write proposals. You're going to understand the game. You're going to step into it. In the last challenge, we had somebody to close a deal right there. She got her meeting with her principal. He agreed to it, told her send the PO. This is how it works. A lot of you all are undervaluing your services. You don't know what the price ranges should be. You need to get into the challenge. You need to get an understanding of how to price. I cannot tell you like right here what your prices need to be, but once I lay out how things work and the perspective you should be looking at it from, you will be able to understand how you need to price. In addition, there's a bonus video that comes when you purchase so that it walks you through pricing as well. So I want you to understand that in 4 years, your life can look totally different. Honey, it only takes 9 months to bring another life into the world. Why do you think it takes 5, 10, 15 years to change your life? It does not. Once you close your first contract, then you'll see that it's real. Once that money hits your account, then you will see that it's real. And I want to dispel the myth that we're going to go for the little stuff. No, stop going for the little stuff, people. Go for the big stuff. It takes the same amount of energy to go for the big as it does to go for the small. So we'll pitch a $1,200 workshop. What? Why are you doing that? And one training is not going to do anything for anybody. Let's pitch a package, a full package. You're scared to ask for $40,000. Why? And then you think, if I put all this stuff into this package, that's what's going to make them buy, because I got 18 things in here and that's a good value. That's what's going to make them not buy. That's exactly what's going to make them not purchase. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You got to understand the game that you're playing. You got to be willing to learn and update your data system. You got to stop thinking that because I know how to write, I know how to speak. That don't make me a speaker. Because you know how to write does not mean you know how to write winning proposals. And let me ask you, how many winning proposals have you written? That's your answer right there. How many have you written? And if you're writing them and winning, why are you not writing more of them? And more, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. So that's clear that you're not writing and winning. You're writing and burning yourself out. Monica says, I'm turning 62. I need retirement money over these 4 years. So Monica, girl, come on. Monica, ma'am, come on into this challenge. Okay, Monica, come on into this challenge, because I'm going to show you how to make this happen. I am going to explain it to you on a real, authentic level. I'm not coming in there playing games with y'all. I'm coming in there to help you win, because it's enough for all of us. I already got what I need. I've already written my proposals. I've already won my awards. I already done did the things that I need to do. Now I'm taking time out of my whole week next week. Every day, 5 days. You're going to get replays in the challenge as well. So if you can't make it, you need to hurry up and watch that replay. You get replays for 7 days, because it is a challenge. And we all know that if you just had access to the replays forever, you ain't gonna do it. It's just gonna sit there. I want you to really walk away with a proposal, a real proposal that you can send in and bid on work, that you can present your services and ask for work, so that you can pitch your services and bring more money into your household. We got to be willing to do something different. We got to be willing to learn something different. And when we say save ourselves, when we talk about Black Project 2025, y'all, let's not wait for 2025 to get here. Let's do this now. Let's learn this skill now. Let's figure this out now. Let's get our new mindset now. Let's find a community to be a part of. I can tell you about my community. My community is filled with high achieving women who are ambitious, who know what it is they want, who dream big, who love the Lord, but who not going to beat you over the head with the Bible. We're not doing that in my group. Now, we love the Lord. We know it's a higher power, but we also not using the Lord as a scapegoat. If it's God's will, we're not doing that. We getting out here. We're doing the work. We're following success strategies, and we're going out here and we're doing what we need to do to bring income into our household. We're doing it with high integrity. We're doing it with morals, and we're doing it with our values. We work off ease and grace. We don't do that hustle and grind. We're not working ourselves to the bone. We know how to celebrate. We know how to have a good time, but we also know how to share resources. We know how to uplift one another. We know how to challenge one another. Am I saying that we all friends in this group? No, we are business besties. You got friends already. That girl who you went to high school with, that's your friend. That college roommate, that's your friend. That girl next door to you, that's your friend. These are your business besties. We bring our business best self to the group. We support one another, and we celebrate our wins. We talk about issues that we're having, and then we get ideas on how to move forward. When I get off this, I'm going into my group and I'm sharing with them a strategy that they all need to put in play, like ASAP. I'm going to share the strategy with them. I'm going to walk them through it. And then I'm going to ask whoever is ready to share, to tell how they put it into play, come in and tell us how you put it into play. You're not a part of that group. You see what I'm saying? So you got to get into community. We got to determine that we are not going to sit back and watch other people win over these 4 years. We are getting in the game and we are working to win ourselves. But we're not saving other people. We're saving ourselves. See, I already was on this road. See, I had opted out in 2018. I opted out. I was done with that. So this is all. This has been my thing. Bet on yourself. Save yourself. Make yourself the priority. Do what you need to do. Live the life of your dreams. Stop trying to take care of everybody else. Now that we got everybody on the same bandwagon and everybody that now entered the group chat, let's get it done. Let's get it done. We already got the infrastructure set up. It's already set up and ready to go. You got to be willing to bet on yourself. You got to be willing to believe that out of the 365 days that exist in what we call a year, that more than 24 of them can be a payday for you. You done accepted it into your spirit that out of these 365 days that you live on this earth, only 24 of them can be a paycheck. Those are lies from the pits of hell. And you got to know that that's a lie. That's a trap. That is a trick that keeps you trapped. Because if you knew that you could have 5 paychecks in a month, that you can get money coming in, and that a job is not the only way that you can bring income into your household. You can bring income into your household in different ways. That's what we're going to do in the challenge. So if that sounds good to you and that sounds like something that you're willing to invest in, click that link, get signed up, be ready to go. I'm going to get you what you need. When you leave, you're going to have not only a written proposal, you're going to have a full understanding of how you're going to win these contracts. You're going to have some new people who you can reach out and work with. And you also are going to know multiple ways to bring money into your household. So if that sounds good to you, click that link, get signed